You gotta party with us. You gotta party with us. You gotta party with us.
What is up, guys? It's LTR here, bringing you the first multiplayer gameplay for Black Ops 2. This is going to be a nice little shotgun gameplay that I got for y'all on the first day of the release. And I'd like to talk to y'all about some of the issues that I personally am having with Black Ops 2. For starters, the game overall it's a good game. People are complaining about the game, hating on the game, and they don't realize that every Call of Duty that gets released always has its problems at the beginning. And if they look back, they'll realize this. Modern Warfare 3 was god-awful at the very beginning of its release. Now, towards the end, when they started patching everything, you know, it got a lot better, but for the most part, at the beginning of Modern Warfare release was unbelievable. It was terrible. And another thing people are complaining about is head glitching. As far as head glitching goes, guys, head glitching has been around for as long as Call of Duty's been around, pretty much. Probably before that, but Call of Duty was one of my first big FPS shooters. So Call of Duty 3, don't remember much. Call of Duty 4, head glitching was unbearable. I remember personal experience in Vacant, if anybody remembers that map from Call of Duty 4, that snipers would sit out by the little oil tanks right behind the barrels or sit inside the wall under the oil tanks, and you couldn't see anything but maybe the tip of their hat, and that was it. But they could still see you with a full scope. And I mean, head glitching in that game was just ridiculous. I mean, they've improved it a lot. It's not as bad. Yes, it's still there, and it's still annoying at times, but most people use it. You might not realize that you're using it, but you do use it. But it's gotten a lot better over time. It's still there, and it's probably going to be there for a long time, if not forever, as far as the Call of Duty series goes. But that's just one of the things that it's not as easy of a fix as most people think it is. So just give it time. You know, maybe they'll keep working on it, or maybe they'll just drop it and leave it alone. But other than that, the game itself, I mean, yeah, there's been a lot of matchmaking issues and people getting freezes on the PS3. There is a hard freeze problem right now. I think from a tweet I saw from Vaughn, he said they're working on getting that fixed. That might have actually just gotten fixed in the patch today. There was patch 1.03 for the PlayStation. Not sure what all it was for yet. I haven't read up on it, but it might have been in that patch, I'm hoping, because a lot of my friends and me as well, we just randomly get frozen. Like, you'll be looking at somebody's combat record or something and it'll get frozen. That needs to be taken care of if it wasn't in the patch. The matchmaking, you know, they're hot fixing it. It's getting a little better. The connection itself is actually, I personally feel the connection is a lot better than Modern Warfare 3's connection, even towards the end. This game, I see a lot of 4 bars, hardly ever any 3 bars anymore. I mean, you'll occasionally have a 3 bar in your room, but for the most part, 4 bars all around, and the game runs pretty smoothly. There's the occasional, you know, first week of release choppy lag that'll hop up in the game, and you know, that's expected because the game just came out, and even though they test it and they run through it and they try as hard as they can, well, I wouldn't say as hard as they can, but they try to get the game as bug-free and as lag-free as possible before they release it, but they can never anticipate the amount of players that get on and everything that everybody's doing at once. It's going to eventually, you know, cause problems, and they can never just anticipate that enough to have it perfect when the game comes out. And I mean, we can't really hate on them for that, so just give them time. I mean, look at Modern Warfare 3. It started off as potentially a good game, but when they released it, it was just unbelievable to play. And towards the end, they actually got a lot of their stuff fixed, so it actually became a playable and somewhat enjoyable game. And me personally, I've always been a fan of Infinity Ward up until, you know, the whole deal with Modern Warfare 2. But Treyarch has actually impressed me a lot with this game from what I've seen so far. You know, people, if they look at this game and go back and look at Black Ops 1, it is a huge improvement from what they did. And if they take this game and compare it to World at War, I can't even describe World at War. Like, World at War had its ups and downs, but for me mostly it was downs. I played that game, I enjoyed it at first. Over time I got kind of bored with it. It just didn't have that same Call of Duty 4 feel. I ended up going back to Call of Duty 4 and just playing it until Modern Warfare 2 came out. But you gotta think, the people that put out World at War are the people that are putting out Black Ops 2 now. And if you compare those games side by side, the graphics, the color palette, the smoothness of the gameplay, just everything has been improved, and that is what Treyarch is trying to do. They are trying to keep the game that we love and improve the bad things on it, and I personally think they did a great job with that here. So as far as Black Ops 2 goes, I mean, I know it's only been out a week. I've already fell in love with this game. I can't get enough of it. You know, I've still got to go out and do my own things, but whenever I can, I try to come home and play as much as I can, and occasionally throw up a YouTube video. So hopefully with Black Ops 2 it's going to keep me inspired to start putting up a lot more videos. I'm going to try to start getting a couple out a week, and we'll see how this goes. So this game is actually about to wrap up right here. I think I ended up 24-3, I believe. Let's see what it is. Yep, 24-3. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.